necessarily supporting each other a few years ago. Like the offense would do its job, maybe the defense wouldn't, something like that. How much different is it now when maybe if you guys are making some mistakes, the defense can pick you up, special teams can now provide something? It seems like all three are kind of supporting each other.
Yeah, for me personally, I mean, you move on from those things, but you don't forget them because there's so much value in learning from them, and there's so much value in failure and losing because it can push you to not ever want that to go again. So actually, that thought did cross my mind a little bit when we were in the game. In years past, where it kind of would be where we turn on each other, there'd be doubt in one another. There was none of that on Saturday. We always believed in each other. Rather than guys down one another, we were picking each other up and kind of playing off one another's talents. And when somebody else would make a play, that turned into a play on offense or a play on special teams.
Is the 2004 Big Ten trophy on display somewhere in Schembechler or otherwise? It used to be at the top of the steps.
Yeah.
Like if you're walking up to it.
I remember
case.
It used to be there. I don't know. I haven't really seen it. So the goal is to get one this year, and then I'm sure we'll have that on display. I don't really know where the old one is though.
Talk about how badly you guys do want that for the school that's proud of so many things, including all the Big Ten titles. It's been 12 years. How much do guys talk about that in the summer to help motivate them to work out, or otherwise is it a topic of conversation to end that?
Yeah, I mean, especially going into senior year, I know for me and some of the guys in our class, we've struggled a lot since we've been here, and we talked about this is our last go around here, so we really want to do something special. So we're coming down. I think we're a quarter of the way done with the season already, right? So give or take some extra games in the postseason. Time's really flying by, so that'd be really, really special if we can do that. But that being said, we're not looking ahead. It just kind of starts with Penn State this week. We got to get the job done this Saturday. Obviously, that one kind of goes out the door.
Jake, how much football did you watch Saturday night after your game?
Yeah, I was flipping back a little bit between the Michigan State game, Ohio State game, some other games. So.
Does the games like that kind of let you know how tough it's going to be in this league when other teams are going out and winning against ranked teams on the road?
Well, we know it's going to be tough in this league. We know there's a lot of talent in this league, and we've seen what Wisconsin was doing early on in the season, obviously, with the win against LSU and what they've been able to do. Ohio State, Michigan State, Iowa had a tough loss this weekend, but they're a really good team. Penn State's going to come in here this Saturday, and honestly, I think every team we play, obviously, is going to want to beat us. They're going to want to take us down. I know we got a huge, target on our back, and it seems to be growing every single week.
Are you watching those games? What's your mindset when you're watching those games? You watching for entertainment purposes? You watching just as a casual football fan?
I was so tired after the game. I was dozing in and out of sleep trying to watch and stay up and watch them. But you're kind of just watching them as a casual football fan. There's not too much you can learn from watching TV copies. If you really want to study film, you gotta break it down, slow it down, and stuff. You can't really get too much out of the game.
But keeping an eye on it.
But keeping an eye on them, yeah.
I think I walked in the tail end of this question. I assume it was similar. If you go back 2 years, how does that team respond? How did you guys react to beating down Paulson?
Obviously it's a little different, but I think there's a bunch of different things that go into that. It's not just how we were as a team. It's not just how we were. There's so many different. It's a whole different team, whole different coaching staff, whole different identity for this team this year than it was 2 years ago. That all kind of play their own respective parts to why we had success on Saturday compared to why we might have fallen short in some games a couple years back.
And that was what you were saying instead of getting on each other or picking each other up. Is that what you were referring to?
Right. I don't know that we ever really got on each we're mad at each other, started turning on each other in the middle of games. But it definitely wasn't the level of support we had for one another this Saturday, where there's never really any doubt or worry within the team. We were just waiting on that one little spark that we needed, and sure enough, it would happen here or there, and we ended up winning the game.
How much is that different mentality the product of your coach?
It obviously all starts with the head coach. He's our leader. He's our head coach, the shot caller, and everything. So it kind of trickles down from him throughout his coaching staff, and then from them it comes down to us as leaders and seniors on this team, and it trickles down throughout the whole entire program. So, it's not one man necessarily that gets all the credit, but Coach Harbaugh does play a huge part.
For you on Saturday, obviously Wilton was struggling early. I know he took a big hit. His offensively weren't really getting anything going. It seemed like you were the safety valve or whatever you want to call it, but it seemed like that was the one consistent all game, was him being able to find you across the middle. And you kind of talk about how that impacted the game. It really got you guys going. You had 7 catches, nobody else on your team had more, 2.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of the way the shots were called on Saturday. I don't really kind of look at it like, you know, we were trying to give me the ball to spark the team. We were just calling plays, and then I would just pop open, and Wilton just kind of found me underneath. And some of those like little 1 yard, 2 yard dump off passes were turned into pretty big gangs for us. So you know, it's always good when you can help your quarterback get into rhythm a little bit, especially when he's getting hit or, you know, guys aren't getting open as much as they would have liked. You know, we just kind of found that rhythm, you know, and carried that into halftime. And in the second half, we saw some more success running the ball too, which helped us. And, you know, all it is just finding a way. You know, if your number's called, you got to make a play, especially in a game like that.
Jake, when Wilton gets popped like he did in that game, does it make for a pretty intense session in the film room about how not to have that happen again?
I'll tell you what, it's always intense in the film room with this coaching staff. It's never, you know, we're never relaxing. We're never sitting back, you know, thinking, man, you know, patting ourselves on the back. There's always things to clean up. And when we have goals as big as we do, you're never really patting yourself on the back. You're really studying the film to see where you can improve. So we want to keep it Will and clean. We want to keep him off his back. So I'm sure we're going to dive into this film a little bit and figure out what we can do differently going forward.
He said he'd never taken a hit quite like that. Do you give him a lot of credit for trying to move ahead, even though it was obvious he wasn't totally comfortable for a while?
Oh, I mean, I don't think he just tried. I think he succeeded, obviously, because I think he got the job done. I mean, that guy got a 20-yard running head start, blindside shot. You know, he was staring off to the left, and the guy came in and just clocked him. So, I mean, that's tough on anybody, let alone a quarterback who's really not protecting himself and bracing himself. So, for him to be able to, and then he took another big hit a couple times, you know, later in the game, but he just kept popping back up. You know, next play mentality and getting the job done for us.
What special teams are you on?
I'm on punt. Yep.
So punt block, or you guys?
No,
you're
the true punt. Yeah.
Got it. So you guys have had a quiet time, right? I mean, that's kind of a good thing.
It's a great
punt
thing.
Team,
Yeah,
right?
it's a great
kind of
thing.
Like an official.
Exactly.
Only notice if you're not
Exactly.
doing your job.
Yeah, we thankfully haven't given up any, you know, huge returns, and we haven't really been called upon that much, which is always a good thing.